As the clinical director, what I see is the most important part of my job is to support people to bring their best selves to their work. I know that there's actually little I can do day to day sitting right here that makes a better experience for the person. What matters in terms of experience for people is the presence, the preparedness, and the commitment of the person who's seeing them at the time. So I do everything in my power to ensure that our teams support each other so that when you're a clinician working with a person, you feel as supported as possible to do your best work. That's the type of culture we're looking to create here.
I originally came to MHDAS because the culture of work seemed like a really appealing one. Even just walking in for a job interview, everybody that I came across was so friendly, warm and welcoming, and it struck me as a really sort of therapeutic space to work. And I've stayed for the same reason, that the culture is just one that is very warm, welcoming and really patient-focused.
What I've witnessed and what I've been part of has been a can-do culture. We're really enthusiastic about embracing change, we're enthusiastic about making patient care better, and we're also enthusiastic about advancing the technology and practice of mental health care.
I think they've got an amazing culture. The MHDAS leadership is extremely easy to approach. They're very collegial, very supportive, and I think you get this sense that you've really got their backing.
So in Barwon Health, one of the things I really value is the opportunity to be more creative and not be straitjacketed in the way that you work. And I think I can explore my different interests. For example, I've got interest in psychotherapy. So there's certainly that side of things. There's also an opportunity to develop leadership opportunities as a psychiatrist here, which I really value.
This mental health service is a growing service. Like, we do have a lot of developments right now is currently in place, like drug and alcohol service, and then old age service, and child and adolescent, and a lot of things going on and developing, and which is good for my career. You can have different exposures. This is how that we improve our skills, our attitude, knowledge, everything.
Barwon's been able, despite its size, to maintain a real regional hospital feel that tends to break down silos at service interfaces. There's no hesitation with just picking up the phone and calling colleagues and having that sense of continuity and collegiality. And I'm so impressed that that's remained as Barwon Health has become absolutely enormous over the last several years.
We are a really large provider of registrar training. I commenced my training here 12 or so years ago, and I was one of 6 or 7 registrars at the time. Now we're approaching 30 different registrars who work across a diverse range of services. We have registrars from the very junior first years all the way to the most senior, just about to become consultants. For our registrar trainees and for the supervising consultants, there's a really significant amount of opportunity to get involved, to be part of people's development going forward, not just in a formal sense, supervising every day in clinical practice, but in terms of mentoring people, helping extend their skills in your area of interest. So I think if you're a person who wants to share your experiences, be part of that teaching, there's endless opportunity to do that here.
Again, I'd say the key thing is really that the environment is such a good one. The culture is so supportive of trainees meeting their training needs and goals and having a really good formative learning experience while they're training at Barwon. I'd say that access to sort of supervision, mentoring and support is really consistent regardless of where people are at with their stage of training. In terms of my portfolio, the educational work, they have a really diverse training program which is in addition to the mandatory training requirements of masters. So they get a monthly education program opportunity to do psychodynamic valent groups and a series of other really interesting and diverse teaching opportunities.
I think we have to recognise where we are. We live in a beautiful part of the world. We're not in a big urban city. So a lot of people who want to come to spend time with us are seeking this balance between having the best of professional development in their work life, but also a really comfortable, nice existence outside of work too. So the environment that we're trying to create for people is one where you get to really set your own path and journey. For some people, that's to do a variety of really interesting professional things, working in a subspecialty, working in the specialty, or pursuing interests that they have, doing research, pursuing leadership, hopefully management and leadership going forward. But for others as well, it's about pursuing a mix between public and private practice, or pursuing a mix between working a certain amount in the public and then spending more time with their families. So that's the kind of environment we're trying to seek here. One where people feel they can bring their best to work, but also they're supported to be their best where they live and work.